welcome to Desk Geek. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Jaybird X3s. Now, unless you've been hiding under a rock, you've probably heard of this wireless Bluetooth headphone set. In fact, many popular YouTube channels have already done a review on the Jaybird X3. But since I got my hands on them, I wanted to give you my opinion after spending 2 weeks with them. So this isn't just an unboxing or a basic review. This is actually putting these headphones heavily into use and seeing how they compare. How they compare against, well, something they weren't meant to compete against really, which is my wired pair of focal spheres. Now, I can't compare these two because the focal spheres, even though they're in the same price range, they're wired, so they're already going to have an advantage over Bluetooth headphones. But what I am comparing is the sound comparable enough to a good pair of audiophile headphones and the convenience of having wireless worth the switch? Now, in some cases, you may be looking at the Jaybird X3 not because you're looking for audio excellence, but because you're an athlete, you do a lot of sports and running and that type of thing. Maybe you've broken a bunch of wired headphones and you don't want that tangling you while you're bench pressing or running or whatever you're doing that's athletic, like mountain biking. You want something that you can have in your ears that's not going to fall out, that you can trust. And in that case, I think that the consensus across the board has the Jaybird X3s are a fantastic value. Now, if you're an audiophile and you really want the same sound that you've been used to in listening to something like a focal sphere or a higher end headphone, then that's where I think you're going to be interested in this video review, because while I'm not doing a direct comparison, I am comparing them from the sets that I have and that I've experienced. I've had one other pair of wireless headphones that I was very unhappy with. Now, the Jaybird X3s right out of the box, this box in fact, is what you're going to get. It's a beautiful box. They've spent a lot of money, you can tell, on this box. You've got some dude in the corner there. Looks like he's on the John taking a dump while he's listening to his wireless headphones or working out, I can't tell. And some lady who's cosplaying a ninja, it looks like. And it gives you the two ways that you can have these in your ears, the over the ear or under the ear type setup that you can have here. And depending on how you want to wear them, if you're being very active or not. They call it under ear or over ear sport fit. So depending if you're athletic. Some of the things they tout: wireless music plus calls, and I did test the calls, and the calls are pretty clear and run pretty well. Patented secure fit, so they've patented the secure fit. Nobody else can have a secure fit. They've patented it. It says so right here, and kind of like the internet, it can't lie. And then you get the My Sound app, which is a must, by the way. You download on Android or Apple. They're compatible with both, and a lot of people prefer the X3s or using them over the wireless earbuds that are far more expensive, and the sound quality, as I understand it, I've not compared them correctly, is not supposed to be as good. They're sweat proof, right? So that's a major thing if you work out a lot. 8 hours of playtime, I can tell you they stick very close to that actual 8 hours. These really probably around the 7-8 hour time frame is what you will actually get out of these, and that's what they advertise. Micro-sized universal fit, so you get tons of options. You not only get the memory foam option with these headphones, but you also get the silicone option if you prefer that. You get small, medium, large options. You get small, medium, large options for the wing size. And that's about as much use as you're going to get out of the box then. So then we move on to the little pouch, and this is where all your wing tips and everything are going to be. And you're going to have a charger, which I hate the most out of everything in this device. The charger really, really sucks. And so you may be wondering, why am I wearing this hat in the middle of summer? This is something that's made for winter. Well, besides just looking so awesome, am I right? I wanted to show you how easily you can hide these little earbuds. And even while I was talking, the amount of muffled, because they're passive, they're in your ear, they're actually blocking the passage of sound. I was hearing myself internally, and taking them out is quite kind of a wild experience. So you're going to hear the sounds because they're in your ears, and they create a tight fit in there, a tight suction around the space. You're going to lose a lot of sound around you. So if you're around kids a lot or that type of thing, or you need to listen out, these are not the headphones for you. They can pretty much muffle out anybody talking to you in a normal sounding voice. Oh my gosh, we went to, oh, there we go. Whew, we lost our screen. So these can block out pretty much anybody talking beside you enough that maybe you'll hear somebody's voice talking, but you won't know that they're talking to you or what they're saying. So they, even though it's passive, because of the tight fit of these, they do block out a lot of sound. But I will tell you that I've not had any complaints from my wife or anybody saying they can hear my music too loud. So it creates a nice secure fit. You've got these little wing tips right here, which you can see in the video that I'm playing, showing all of the options going around. And of course, you can see the 6mm driver that these have. Now the focal spheres have a 10mm driver, making the sound much better, the sound stage a lot superior to these Jaybird X3. So how do they sound? Well, the highs are very good, but that's with most headphones, actually do pretty good on the highs. The mids are where most of the sound on these are, but they tend to be a little flatter in the mid section, so you're not going to get that kind of overpowering instrumental effect that you may be used to from something that isn't a wired headset like the focal sphere. The lows are there. There certainly has some good lows, and you can change those settings in the app, which makes it very cool. You can kind of move the mids and the treble and the bass around in the app, and actually does make a difference, but the lows are not going to hit super hard for rap music, or if you're used to something like Beats, they're going to pale in comparison to a pair of Beats as far as the lows. And what I mean by that is it's the reverberating lows, like the boom that completes out. Whereas if you listen to the lows on these, it's more going to be a boom. You know, it's just going to stop that bass short. It's not going to keep going to complete that sound. So, but overall, I think the sound quality is good. It's better than a lot of lower end headphones out there on the market. You got to keep in mind these are only $99. You get the Bluetooth 4, so you can have multiple connections, not at the same time. It's not going to play sound from your computer and your phone at the same time, but you can connect it to multiple devices like your phone and your computer and play your sound through one or the other, which is a really nice feature. As far as the range, you're not going to be putting your phone in the locker and then listening to these as you work out, because you've got to be pretty close. Now, if it has a line of sight view, I would say somewhere 15-20 feet would be fine. If it's in your pocket or your jacket and those type of things is where you can start getting some interruption in the sound and the Bluetooth. So for instance, when I had my phone in my back pocket, every once in a while, if I was moving around too quick, I would get some stuttering or stopping or static. If I have it in my front pocket, there was no issue at all. It seemed to play very cleanly. Now, the My Sound app is actually extremely well done, and I'll show you that a little bit here. So this is the My Sound app. You can see the sound profile under here. Depending on the type of music you're listening to, you can select, and as I change those, you can see that those mids, highs, and lows start adjusting, and that automatically saves whatever I select onto this device so that I don't have to do it every single time. So if I listen to a lot of Bring the Bass or Warmth or whatnot, it's going to adjust to the best of its ability and the sound stage it has to bring that forward. So 6mm drivers. It claims it's got the 20 hertz to 20,000 kilohertz. As far as the response bandwidth, you've got an impedance of 16 ohms. So really the only major difference from a spec standpoint is, of course, these are Bluetooth and my focal spheres are wired, and the driver size is 6mm here versus 10mm on the focal sphere. So let's take a look at their website. Oh, before I get into that, there's this piece of junk. This is the charger. You're supposed to, you see these little like metal dots on there? You're supposed to take this and you kind of like try to slide it in, but it never quite gets in there. And there's probably a trick to this. I don't know of how you get it into the little charging device, but eventually I just keep playing with it until it seems to stick or click or something. It's a really bad design. It's terrible. I just wish they had a magnet that just magnetized and it would slip there. The worst thing about the Jaybirds, without a doubt, is the charging mechanism. And you can see it's a little USB thing here, and it's tied with this little string to the USB cord that goes into this little dongle thing, and it's dumb. It's really bad. So I really hope on the next iterations of the Jaybird they go with the magnetic fit, because that's just superior all the way around. I don't know. I guess maybe I need to go back and read the manual to figure out how the hell this is supposed to go in, because it's just a pain. There we go. Finally, after 5, if you thought USBs were bad, where you keep flipping them around to see why it's not going into the port correctly, wait till you mess with this thing. It is utterly obnoxious. So these are very, unlike, the Apple earbuds that hang out, or some of the gigantic ones. You could see these are very small in your ear. They have a very small profile. You couldn't even tell I had them on here, and with the beard, you can't even see the strap around. You have all your voice controls, volume up, volume down, mute a call, all of that stuff that you can do different things. You've got voice announcements that come on and tell you that it's paired with your device. It's all of that stuff is very well done. I wish they had a better sound profile, and maybe that's just the limitation of Bluetooth right now. I don't think Bluetooth is quite ready, even though Apple and Samsung and HTC are trying to push this no 3.5 millimeter port thing. It just, the earbuds have not caught up. Bluetooth has not caught up with the wired headsets. Maybe if you start getting in the $200 or $300 range for wireless headsets, maybe you can get that sound stage, but certainly not quite there yet. It's good enough. It's better than most. And if you're into athleticism and that type of thing, they'll probably be okay. So let's see. They got a bunch of people running around obnoxiously in New York here. You've got the My Sound app, which is fantastic. They really did do a fantastic job there. It's completely sweat proof, and you can see she's got mud and everything else over there. Rain, mud, sun, sweat, and tears, these things can handle. So very cool there. Universal secure fit. Like I said, you got many different tips and wings to fit in your ear. You got the 8-hour playtime, which they stick very close to. Enhanced signal strength. I'd hate to see what the other one was. I don't think it's so great, the signal strength with the Bluetooth. Maybe it's my device, but I had the same issue on the Bluetooth on my computer. Or if you start getting a certain distance, it starts getting staticky. The disconnects were intermittent. They don't happen often, but they do occur every now and then, every couple hours maybe. Here's a showing of all the different wingtips and things that you get in the bag. They accessorize the heck out of you. These things run about $99. It's really a good value for what it is. Again, they're not quite at the sound stage of wired headphones, but I think they're fantastic, and I see why a lot of people like them. If you have to have a Bluetooth headset, if you've gone with a phone manufacturer that's forced you on there, fantastic choice. If you work out a lot, fantastic choice. If you can't stand having wires or your kids grab them and break them, fantastic choice here. If you're wanting to hide your headphones in school so your teacher doesn't know you're listening to music, fantastic choice. But just beware, you won't even hear the teacher or anybody for the most part really yelling at you if they catch you, because they're going to muffle out a lot of that sound just by nature of being an earbud. So that's it. That's my review. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of the Jaybird X3s, or did you check out the Beats, or did you check out the Bose wireless ones? How do you like them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? And until next time, get out there and fill your brains.
Don't get subscribed. Does not like the video.